This is Real Talk with Jamez King on 5609 Radio. Let's talk. Real Talk with Jamez King L. Oh, let's talk. Real Talk with Jamez King L. Real Talk is bringing you the news, interviews, food reviews, and so much more with your boy, Jamez King L. on 5609 Radio. Oh, let's talk. Real Talk with Jamez King L. Oh, let's talk. Real Talk with Jamez King L.
Welcome to another episode of Real Talk with Jamez King L. I am your host, Jamez King L. And today we're going to talk about Sean, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Mr. Sean, John, Bad Boy, Brother Love, a.k.a. Take That, has allegedly been under investigation for quite a long time for allegations of him taking that, all pun intended. We're not here to pass judgment. We're just talking about what's going on in the streets, you know what I mean? So it came across our desk, and by demand of the audience, we're going to talk about it. Now, it's been quite a while since all of the allegations started. You know what I mean? Saying that there's sex tapes out there with men on men and all kinds of crazy stuff. That casting couch got everything on it. Ovary juice, semen, like you got a mixture of it all. Anal juices. Like, this is all alleged, but this has been a thing for many years. So it's been a long time coming. And when I first heard about the arrest of Keefy D, I kind of thought that this was coming behind it. It took a little longer than I thought, but it's there.
And for more on this investigation, let's bring in former FBI Assistant Director Chris Wecker. Chris, great to have you on the show. I mean, the big headline there is kind of what we want to get into you with, because it is now been confirmed this is a sex trafficking case, but Sean Combs is not the target. Boy, he sure looks like the target, though, Chris. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, apparently HSI is leaking out a lot of information, and you're right. It looks like there's a very significant sex trafficking, human trafficking investigation underway, and it looks like it's coming out of the HSI Division of International Organized Crime, or something along those lines. So it looks pretty significant. Got two major search warrants, a lot of process around those search warrants, a lot of kitted out tactical people raiding those two locations. So it looks like a lot of drama around all this. And you know there's enough probable cause, because you don't get search warrants without strong probable cause, that there is at least a human trafficking, sex trafficking ring at work here.
And explain that to us, if you would, Chris, because I know we have talked about, Jonathan just talked about the fact that there have been a number of lawsuits brought against Sean Combs, women alleging that he drugged them, and et cetera, and so on. My questioning, where does the trafficking come in there? What is it that we need to constitute human trafficking, sex trafficking, et cetera?
Yeah, that's a great question, because it looks like some of these lawsuits are sort of personal lawsuits, sexual assaults, sort of one-off. So to make human trafficking, or make a human trafficking violation under federal law, you have to be taking women against their will and forcing them to commit sexual acts. Query whether there are underage women involved in this investigation. That would make it even more serious if underage women or men are being forced to commit sexual acts, crossing state lines, crossing international boundaries. And also a question mark is, what does this tie into an organized crime group, a human trafficking organization? And I can tell you the federal agencies don't like to get involved in one-off type cases. Neither the FBI or HSI will engage in small one-off, one or two, prostitution rings and that sort of thing. If they're working this case, there are every indications that this is a serious, significant human trafficking ring here.
Yep. Yeah, and I just want to kind of go one further with you on that, because here is former federal prosecutor Andrew Cherkasky, what he had to say about this.
They allege everything from rape to sex trafficking to being drugged, and then also things like sexual harassment and other workplace type violence or abuses that are going on. I put this somewhere in between a Harvey Weinstein and an R. Kelly type of case. So I think that the criminal aspects are something that have to be deeply investigated.
In other words, he's saying, Chris, this is a significant case, and now you've got the you've got the Southern District of New York involved in this. A lot of heavy hitters in that area. So it really looks like Sean Combs, Diddy, is in some trouble.
It appears so. I mean, the question is, since they're issuing some disclaimers about him being the target, is he really the target? I mean, it sure seems so. I mean, logic would tell you they're going to his house. Going to both houses. They're focusing on his two sons. They have them in zip ties during the course of the search warrants. They may have searched his airplane at Opa-locka and detained some people at Opa-locka Airport, which I work down in Miami. That's an airport of some notoriety. It's a small airport. Used to be a smuggler's airport. So, there's a lot to work with here. And I guess it all rolls back around to it's a pretty significant investigation if you've got HSI going to all this trouble out of the Southern District of New York, which is a serious district.
Yeah, former FBI Assistant Director Chris Wecker. Chris, great to have you on the show as always. Thank you.
They found some of the tapes with some of them cheeks being tooken. Take that. But I never wish jail on anyone, but at the same time, I never wish any crazy thing on people. Like, you know what I mean? I understand that things happen in life. Some things are beyond the extremes that I'm willing to go to or take anyone through. You know what I mean? So all these allegations are alleged, as I said before. But the word on the street is the houses got raided. He hopped in the jet and left his sons to carry the bag. I don't know if it's true or not. That's what they saying. And now what they want to know what my perspective is on that. Well, my perspective is I would never leave my family. Never. I would never leave my family, especially in a situation as such. If I created this mess, I'm going to go down with the ship or everybody's getting on the plane and we blowing this joint. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not going to knowingly leave my seeds, you know what I mean, here to carry such weight. Weight like that could break a back. You understand? That's a lot of weight to carry. Now I don't know all the intimate details, and I'm sure that it will all be revealed momentarily because, the feds don't really come and hit your spot until they really prepared and ready and have a lot of information and warrants and everything, and they ready for a major case. And then the fact that they hit both mansions simultaneously, that makes it even scarier. So I guess you could put everybody in your prayers, and then some people probably smiling and laughing. Me, myself, I'm just reporting what's been asked. I never fathomed such crazy thoughts, like of anybody doing any of the stuff that he's being alleged to do. I don't know nobody like that. It's funny because he called himself Brother Love, and I know a brother named Love out in my way, Leo Love. So we've been cracking jokes and playing around with him a little bit, but he don't have none of the allegations that Brother Love has. Not even close. But shout out to Leo Love and shout out to Shep Love. And shout out to my cousin Love. You know what I'm saying? Which Shep Love is my cousin as well, but J Love. But it's a very, very interesting time. I feel for everybody that's been doing sewer. I would say dirt, but some of this stuff is dirtier than dirt. I call it sewer. Out here in these communities and, and trafficking and all that, that's just crazy. You know what I mean? I hope it's not true. Say it ain't so. You know what I mean? But for all those that are actually into all this stuff that we've been talking about in the communities for a very long time, they said it would all come to a head, but I didn't know it was going to be like a giant boil just popping all over everywhere. You know what I mean? It's crazy. So get your lives right. And if you're thinking of going left, I suggest you go right, because it's just a matter of time before all things in the dark come to the light.
This is Real Talk with Jamez King L on 5609 Radio. Let's talk. Real Talk with Jamez King L. Oh, let's talk. Real Talk with Jamez King L. Real Talk is bringing you the news, interviews, food reviews, and so much more with your boy, Jamez King L on 5609 Radio. Oh, let's talk. Real Talk with Jamez King L. Oh, let's talk. Real Talk with Jamez King L.